Chapter 14. Editing for Content, Clarity, and Conciseness. What is editing? Editing involves checking copy to see that every aspect of the content is correct and that the message is clear, concise, and complete. Editing may also require changing words, correcting errors, and rewriting parts of the document. Editing for content. Editing for content involves checking to see that the message is accurate. Errors may cause the reader to lack confidence in the writer. The best way to locate content errors is to read the document carefully at a natural, unhurried rate and concentrate on what you are reading. As you read, be alert for incomplete information, like the omission of essential information, incorrect facts, like names, dates, times, etc., inconsistency in the way the material is written, and that deals with your style and format, incorrect usage of words, especially homophones, words that sound alike but have different spelling or meaning. Complete information. Editing a message for completeness means checking to see that all the necessary information is included. It would be puzzling to find that the enclosures mentioned in the letter were not enclosed. To answer the who, what, when, where, and why information in bulleted items rather than in long, drawn-out sentences. Complete information. Check to see that dates, addresses, times, and other factual information are included. Check for omissions in copy by comparing the final copy to the original source. Reading the wrong column or line results in material being omitted. To avoid omissions in tables and lists, use a helpful device such as a ruler or the paper underneath the line you are reading. This helps focus your attention. Correct facts. Incorrect facts may appear in numerical data like your dates, amounts, zip codes, social security numbers, serial numbers, identification numbers, stock numbers, and addresses, and foreign-sounding names like Papadopoulos and Tuchel, as well as similar-sounding names like Peterson and Pedersen. They must be checked for accuracy. Never assume you know how to spell a name. Always check to see that the spelling in the original source is correct. Whenever possible, you should check the document against the rough draft or the source document. Consistency. Consistency means that all similar ideas are handled the same way. Check for parallel construction. The format should be consistent. If enumerations are blocked or indented, make sure that they are keyed the same way throughout the document. Correct word usage. Word usage refers to how language is used to best convey the intended meaning. Homophones must be checked carefully. Make sure that the writer is using the correct spelling, like two, and two. Edit for clarity. It is important that the words used to write the message do not confuse the reader and that ideas are presented in a clear, logical manner. Use familiar words. Familiar words increase understanding. Difficult words annoy the reader and distract him or her. For clarity, substitute a simpler word for a more difficult word. There's examples on page 252. Use precise words. Words have different meanings for different people. For example, to one person, average may mean mediocre. To another person, it may mean normal. Soon could mean tomorrow to some, or to others could mean within 10 days. Avoid cliches. Cliches are ready-made expressions. They are dull, overused, sometimes old-fashioned, and trite. Cliches can be confusing to readers whose first language is not English. Here's examples. A stick in the mud. Jump on the bandwagon. Throw in the towel. Turn over a new leaf. The bottom line. The tip of the iceberg. A day late and $1 short. You can easily see how these might confuse speakers who did not learn English first. Overused words and expressions. Replace overused words and expressions with exact words. Overuse is due to the fact that. Just use because. Thanking you in advance, shorten it to thank you. In the near future, be specific and say within 10 days. And instead of using enclosed please find, say enclosed is. Logical organization. Well-organized messages are easy to read and understand. When editing for clarity, ask yourself the questions on the following slide. Is the main idea or purpose clear to the reader? Does each paragraph express one idea? Do all the paragraphs support the main idea of the message? Is there a logical relationship that binds all the parts of the message together? Does one idea flow easily into another? Editing for conciseness. Conciseness requires eliminating unnecessary words or repetitive ideas. Concise messages have impact. Nobody wants to read something long when they can get the message in something short. Unnecessary words and modifiers. Delete phrases such as I believe or in my opinion, and revise sentences that begin with there is or there are or here is or here are. Avoid using unnecessary modifiers. Say unique, not absolutely unique. Here's some more examples. At the present time becomes now. Come to the conclusion, just conclude. Past history, same thing as history. Feel free to, please. During that time, that, while. Keep it short, keep it simple. Active versus passive voice. Voice indicates whether the subject is performing the action or receiving the action of a verb. Active voice portrays the subject as performing the action. Passive voice portrays the subject as receiving the action of the verb. For example, an active voice would be Tim made an error on the invoice. Tim is the subject and he is the one making the error. So that is active voice. The subject is doing the action. On the passive voice, you say an error was made on the invoice. Here we have the subject as error, and the error didn't do the making. So that is passive voice. Active voice, the teacher selected the software. The subject here is teacher, and the teacher did do the selecting, so that is active voice. The software was selected, is the subject is software, and the software did not do the selecting, so that is passive voice. You did not submit your report on time. That is, you is the subject, and submit, you did the submitting. Or actually, in this case, you did not do the submitting. But if you say your report was not submitted on time, now your subject is report, and it did not do the submitting. You use active voice as the voice of business, but passive voice can be used too, mostly when you don't want to throw somebody under the bus. As in, Tim made an error. This one doesn't blame Tim. It just says an error was made. Confused and misused words. Quiet. Calm. That means opposite of noisy. Quit means to stop or to resign. And then quite means completely or considerably. You must be quiet in the library. I quit my job. Kurt did not quite understand your directions. Recent, reset, and reset. Recent, that's occurring at a time immediately prior to the present, modern or new. Recent, R-E-S-E-N-T, is to feel anger. To feel anger from a sense of being injured or offended. That's resent. Resent, the past tense of sent again. You sent something and then you resent it because it came back to you. Jolene's recent haircut looks great. Will you resent not being asked to perform? Dale resent statement last week. Sees, S-E-A-S, sees, S-E-E-S, and sees, S-E-I-Z-E. Seas, S-E-A-S. That's a continuous body of salt water. Sees with the two E's is to perceive with the eye, to observe, or to view. Sees, S-E-I-Z-E, means to grasp suddenly or forcibly. You take it and you grab it. Okay, cruise ships sail the 7 seas. Linda always sees the best in people. And the government can seize your assets if you don't pay your taxes.